Well, that sucked. Bruins lose 3-2 in 3-2 against the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 2 of the first round of the NHL playoffs. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. I'm not gonna lie, this loss is both frustrating and reassuring. Frustrating on the fact that the Bruins absolutely could have won this game. This was a very, very winnable game. And we just beat ourselves. And it's reassuring on the fact that it took the Bruins beating themselves. It took the Bruins channeling their inner rear-ended Pinto to really for the Leafs to take a game off them. Now, a lot of people right now are kind of quick to put this on Monty, particularly with the whole shenanigans of not wanting to reveal who the starter net was. It ended up being Omar, which honestly we kind of expected. We kind of expected that the Bruins were going to be doing a sort of doing a tandem. We just didn't really expect that they would still be beholden to that plan after Game 1. And I got to be honest, you don't put this loss on Monty, and you don't put this on Omar. Omar played fantastic tonight. Yes, he ended up being he ended up having 3 goals scored on him. Meanwhile, Ilya Samsonov only had 2. Oh. But for what it's worth, I really think that Omar was the better goalie. The problem was just that the Bruins beat themselves, which leads to the real thing. If you're gonna put this on Monty, don't put it on the shenanigans of not wanting to reveal who the starter is. You put this on him for how absolutely unprofessional and undisciplined the Bruins looked this game. That is how you put this on Monty. Everybody down the roster from Marchand and Pastrnak all the way down to Johnny Beecher. Not a single person could really finish their opportunities. Now this was not the case really early into the game. First period, Bruins looked amazing. Now sure, there was that thing with Marchand with Marchand and Matthew Knies exchanging niceties, and it was pretty early on, and really I kind of expected this game to be a little bit more a little bit chippy. I obviously expected it to be a lot less so than Game 1, and for what it's worth, that is exactly what it was. It is Charlie McAvoy and Matthew Knies were really going at each other really early on, and the Bruins overall were doing a fantastic job at clearing the zone. And then as soon as Joel Edmondson and Brad Marchand get into it, where Marchand hits Edmondson into the boards, and then Edmondson decides wait, I want my pound of flesh, and he tries to take Marchand down on afterwards. Bruins start to wake up a little bit. They end up drawing a penalty on the Leafs. And for the entire penalty kill, it really only feels like Mitch Marner is the only person on the ice who even knows fuck about shit going on. And he manages to figure it out right before we end up scoring. So the Bruins end up 1-0 really early on, but hold your horses, because Max Domi is just screaming into the crease, and all of a sudden we're tied again. Fantastic. Fantastic. I love when we give up goals less than a minute after we score them. Now on to the second period, and this is where it starts to unravel. Johnny Beecher, the hero of Game 1. I loved him. In Game 1. And Game 1 might have been his best game as a Bruin. This game might have been one of his most frustrating. Buddy had like three different rushes that he easily could have scored on, and he could not put any of them away. Ilya Samsonov was just too good. Next up, Brad Marchand with like three different opportunities with Samsonov's back right to him, and he cannot steady the puck on his stick. He cannot put this puck away, and that is what killed us. That is part of what killed us. Because what also killed us? Penalties. Now look, on the one hand, I really think that the officiating this game sucked. On the other hand, cry about it. It's the NHL playoffs. Bad officiating is what you expect. And I went into this game knowing, the refs are going to be bad in this game. Because they're NHL refs in the NHL playoffs. Yes. But taking too many men on the ice penalties, remember a couple weeks ago when after the third Flyers game, when the Bruins lost that one in 3-2 or something like that. And Monty was so unbelievably pissed that he screamed at the entire team during morning skate the next day, "Wake the fuck up," and had everybody do bag skate. I think you kind of need that after taking too many men on the ice penalties. That shows a lack of discipline, and that is what will kill you. That is what will kill you. Is if you don't look like a composed group, you're going to flounder in this game. McAvoy after that sick feed on that Pasternak goal to cap off the first period. After that, he just looked lost. He just looked lost. Austin Matthews ate that dude's. Austin Matthews was just straight up ate him for lunch, dinner, and then as a little bit of a dessert afterwards. This was a terrible game from McAvoy, and I think honestly, he knew he. I don't even think he wanted to be there. I really don't think that McAvoy wanted to be there, and it showed. It showed. Good. Now, for what it's worth, I think that the Bruins had some decent plays here. And also, for what it's worth, our defensive capabilities were a little bit hampered by the fact that Andrew Peeke ended up heading off for injury in the middle of the second period. And losing Peeke is brutal. I really don't think that you understand. And losing Andrew Peeke is horrible for this team. The amount of value that he brings to our penalty kill, incredible. He makes Derek Forbort obsolete. Speaking of Derek Forbort got called up from Providence after playing two games in the AHL. Well, it seems like Forbort's it's ready to come back from injury. I still don't want Forbort playing. I think right now, if Peeke is a non-option for Game 3, Forbort is your seventh defenseman. you roll these same two defensive pairs. You roll the same top four. I really don't see the top four changing. Grizzlick McAvoy, actually no, Lindholm McAvoy, Grizzlick Carlo, and then bottom pair is Shattenkirk Wotherspoon. That is your bottom pair. And I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, bring up Lohrei. Lohrei needs more time. We have the entire season we've compared Lohrei to Grizzlick, and Lohrei has had greater peaks, and he's also had greater valleys. His defensive play when it breaks down, I want to see what Lohrei can do in the Calder Cup playoffs. Right now, not at the NHL. Not at the NHL right now. But for what it's worth, I still don't think that the Bruins played terribly. We put up a decent amount of pressure against Samsonov. We forced Jake McCabe into taking stupid penalties. We forced Tyler Bertuzzi into taking stupid penalties, and also forgetting the high stick, and also forgetting that if you bat a puck into the net from above your shoulders, that shit's gotten called back. That I think honestly was the point where I was like, oh, we could probably get this back, but no. After that Matthews goal, I kind of felt like, yeah, we're not winning this one. We're not winning this one. And usually it's not the goal that makes you realize, oh, we're screwed on this one. Usually it's another event afterwards, where like you have a golden opportunity and you piss it away. The Bruins had all those golden opportunities right in front of them during the late second period, all the way through the end of the third period, and we just didn't take them. Beecher with three rushes could not score. Marchand with three veritable open net chances did not score on any of them. McAvoy, fantastic in the first period, absolutely craters in the second and third. I think if you're Montgomery, I don't even know what you do. No. Granted, the series is not over. This is just a little bit of a hitch. But at the same time, if you're going to try and instill any sort of discipline in this team, you need to do it quick. Game 3 is on Wednesday. Game 3 is on Wednesday. That's all I will say. And that's pretty much all I got for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Take care.